light. A transfer of energy. A stimulation of sight. A powerful life force. Let there be light. In the city of Los Angeles, where the lights shine the brightest, flashing, beaming, blinding, traversing the city at a speed unmatched by anything in the universe, measured by intensity and unaffected by gravity. Light is focused. Light is frequency. Light is polarizing.
Light, flashlight, spotlight, strobe light, street lights. All the lights in here, baby. Extra bright on all the cities. Turn up the lights in here, baby. You know what I need. Want you to see everything. Want you to see all of the lights.
In this starlit town, the spotlight outshines all others. The internal light beckons, burning like an atomic furnace. Your stage. Your moment. Your light. Electrify the crowd.
From Los Angeles, California, welcome to TNT's coverage of NBA All-Star Saturday Night, all presented by State Farm. The celebrities are out tonight, from Academy Award winners to Heisman Trophy winners. There's Cam Newton and Mark Wahlberg. Right now, we're going to send it to our public address announcer here at the sold-out Staples Arena, David Courtney.
Ladies and gentlemen, it's now time to meet tonight's higher shooting stars. Representing the city of Atlanta, from the reigning Eastern Conference champion Atlanta Dream, Coco Miller. An NBA All-Star with the Atlanta Hawks in 1998, NBA TV analyst Steve Smith. And about to appear in his second consecutive All-Star game, from the Atlanta Hawks, Al Horford. From Chicago, one of the WNBA's best long-range shooters, from the Chicago Sky, Catherine Krayveld. A five-time NBA champion with the Chicago Bulls and San Antonio Spurs, TNT NBA analyst Steve Kerr. A former USC Trojan, playing in his second season with the Chicago Bulls, Taj Gibson. Representing your hometown of Los Angeles, a nine-time WNBA All-Star and the league's all-time leading scorer, from your Los Angeles Sparks, Tina Thompson. A three-time NBA champion with the Los Angeles Lakers, NBA TV analyst Rick Fox. And selected to his fourth NBA All-Star game this year, from the NBA champion Los Angeles Lakers, Pau Gasol. And the defending champs, representing the state of Texas, from the San Antonio Silver Stars, Ronika Hodges. A two-time NBA champion with the Houston Rockets, TNT analyst Kenny Smith. The Dallas Mavericks all-time leading scorer and a 10-time All-Star, Dirk Nowitzki. Those are your higher shooting stars.
And a pleasant good evening, everyone, along with Coach Mike Fratello and the great Reggie Miller. Kevin Harlan, thank you so much for joining us tonight. The higher shooting stars. Reg, who do you like?
I'm going with the defending champions. They know what it takes to win it.
Coach?
Chicago and Atlanta.
Pick one.
I pick 2. They'll be in the finals against each other.
I like that call. Let's take a look at the course right now, as they'll be shooting from 6 locations with increasing difficulty. The 2 teams that hit all 6 shots in the fastest times will move on to the final round. Each team must choose a specific order of shooting. Each shot made then before the next player begins shooting in succession. As you can see, the tiebreaker there at the very bottom. So pretty simple rules, Reggie Miller. You're a famous shooter. What are some of the keys you think for this event?
Well, you definitely, obviously, have to go in order. And a lot of times, what these players do, they assume that the player ahead of them is going to make the shot, so they're already in rhythm. So you cannot shoot out of order. That's the key. Don't get ahead of yourself.
If you wind up shooting out of order and miss, that's okay. But if you shoot out of order and make it, disqualification.
So here we go, starting right now. This is Coco Miller out there with Steve Smith, and Al Horford currently plays with the Atlanta Hawks. Good shooters right around.
You see, that's why Smitty, he's probably the best long-range shooter on this team for Atlanta. It's a little nervous right here, Coco is.
They were out practicing today. They've been practicing last week. And probably really for the last month, knowing they're going to be making these shots, Reggie, from all different parts of the floor.
Well, this is a long-range shot, even though he knocked it down for Al Horford. Now, here's the race to knock it down. Is Smitty in and out.
In and out for Smitty.
Well, every time we've been covering this, most of the time, it's the WNBA player that usually knocks down this shot.
Now they've got, he knocks it down. Al Horford.
Great
won
time.
the 2 national championships
Great time
at
for
the
Team
University
Atlanta.
of Florida, with a look at Dominique Wilkins cheering on his Atlanta team.
Excuse me, I think I said something about Atlanta.
Yeah.
Excuse me.
You took all 4 teams. Why not?
Their time, 47.6 seconds on the 6th attempt. They hit the 3.
That's the advantage sometimes for going first, because you could put a lot of pressure on the remaining teams, especially if you get a great score just like Team Atlanta did.
So now here is Team Chicago with Taj Gibson, Steve Kerr, and Catherine Crefeld from the Chicago Sky.
And you see how Chicago elected to have their current NBA players shoot first. Usually it's the WNBA player that shoots that first shot.
Any strategy you see here with just the rotation of players and who shoots first? Or is it just...
Well, normally you do have the WNBA player shoot first, but Catherine is a great long-range shooter in the WNBA, so that's why she's elected to shoot the longer shot.
This is going to be over quick, by the way, this one.
Over quick for what? This is the tough one. They got to knock down the shot. I don't care how quick you go in the other round. It's knocking down this long-range shot.
Steve came close on his first 2 shots, and that will just miss. 42 seconds right now.
Oh, wait, are you kidding me, Taj Gibson? That's embarrassing, really. He's trying to shoot it, and he's about 5 feet short, Coach.
Look, Tom Thibodeau never puts the ball in his hands at the half-court line.
13.
This is embarrassing.
14. Why not put Derrick Rose in there?
Well, he's in the next.
I know, but
he's
he
in the
can be in
higher.
both.
You just want to work them all weekend, like Blake Griffin, huh?
Exactly like Blake Griffin.
Oh, this is. If I'm Taj Gibson, if I'm any of the players on the Chicago Bulls, that's embarrassing. Some of his shots were embarrassing. It took
the 16th attempt to
Steve
nail
Kerr.
it. 106 is their time. Atlanta was at 47.6. We'll take a break and then continue from Los Angeles, the Shooting Stars on TNT.
This live broadcast is brought to you by Sprite, sudden refreshment.
What if your only way home was with this guy?
I'm a deep sleeper. It's a condition. Rental agreements and I have coverage.
Due date
on Blu-ray combo pack and on demand February 22nd.
Welcome back to Los Angeles on the Higher Shooting Stars segment of our All-Star Saturday night. So far, we've seen good shooting by Atlanta, 47.6. Chicago with 1:06, and now Team Los Angeles with Pau Gasol from the Lakers. A look at Steve Kerr, Rick Fox, is out there. A 3-time NBA champion, 7 seasons with the Lakers. And Tina Thompson, the WNBA's all-time leading scorer and a 9-time WNBA All-Star.
Passing her USA teammate who's here in the front row right behind us, Lisa Leslie, as the all-time scorer.
Look at this. Very quick.
Now they're waiting on Rick Fox to knock down his shot. Chicago got off to that quick start in the round before, 5 of 8 before missing their first 16 shots.
Rick was uncertain whether it was his turn to go, and he hesitated for a little while.
And that's important, certainly, in the rotation that these players are shooting.
Let's remember, a lot of these teams don't have a lot of time to practice this. They're doing this really on the fly.
47.6 is the first place time so far. And right now, Atlanta is holding on to number 1. Now the second place team so far, Chicago at 1:06. And he knocks it down. Rick Fox, who played at North Carolina. Look at Lisa Leslie. And Tina Thompson was out there shooting for Team Los Angeles on their 9th shot. They got it to go.
Taking a little lift right there, just getting it up above, and you see it wind up knocking right through the bottom.
So they knock out Team Chicago.
So a lot of times when you're shooting that last shot from half court, you got to give yourself a shot. You can't really end up going short. You'd rather shoot it long, so in case it is long, you possibly can bank it in. You can't come up short.
I'm really glad I took Atlanta and Chicago, you know that?
You're covering all bases.
Way to go, Coach.
Now Team Texas.
Here's the team, I'm saying, the defending champion.
With Dirk Nowitzki, Kenny Smith, and Renika Hutchins from the San Antonio Silver Stars.
Dirk just comes off of 35 points. He's got the hot hand.
He does.
Does he really?
He won the three-point competition, you may recall, back in 06. So he's shot in this kind of environment before.
Here might be their Achilles heel.
I don't know. It's a pretty good shot there by the Jet from atop the key.
Yeah, great shot. Terrible rotation. That's the worst rotation.
Now Dirk has got a hit and does right there.
They got plenty of time left.
Oh, what did I tell you? The defending champions. Kenny Smith was the one who won it last year for him from the half-court shot. And what does he do on his first shot from half-court? Knock it down.
This is not over yet. You have to go to the finals.
All I'm telling you is you better recognize, Coach, they know how to win.
He is a career 40% three-point shooter. Of course, that's the midcourt shot. And so now Texas moves into number 1 with Atlanta number 2. The top 2 teams right there. More of the Shooting Stars from Los Angeles after this on TNT. We had a couple of TNT announcers going at each other. Kenny Smith against Steve Kerr. Kenny knocking that down, and Kerr again burying his head. Last night, McHale, another TNT analyst, getting at Kerr, and tonight, Kenny Smith.
There's been a lot of trash talk going back and forth between Kenny and Steve Kerr. I don't know if anyone watched the fantasy draft show, but Steve Kerr was really giving Kenny Smith a lot of jabs. And I think this was a little bit of payback.
Or besides the rest of the season during the broadcast, you know Steve's going to have to hear it from the studio.
Absolutely.
So Team Atlanta, which had a time of 47.6, and because they had the lowest of the 2 times in these finalist teams, will be shooting number 1.
Yeah, and I think they'll probably do pretty well.
Well, you picked the field, so they might as well do well.
And we are underway, and against Al Horford, Steve Smith and Coco Miller are the 3 shooters for Team Atlanta.
Has she made that shot?
Right, she did not make it. She shot out of turn.
Luckily, she missed
She made the one she had to.
Be disqualified.
There they go. Here comes Smitty right away.
Great time to get to the half-court shot. Now it's just a matter of them knocking down the shot.
Front of the rim twice for Steve Smith.
Again, I like to shoot it long. Why should you shoot it short? Give yourself an opportunity to at least bank it in as well. They're trying to swish it.
Does fatigue set in right about now?
Well, not when you have 3 players. Nerves start to send it.
12, and already they're past their first time, which was at 47.6.
They got off the gates too quick. You still like your team here, Coach?
Yeah, I'm liking them. Just maybe not as much as I did in the beginning. That's all.
0 for 16, 0 for 17. And
there it is.
On the 18th shot. Al Horford.
Well, Kenny needs to get in the gym. You see the gut on Kenny? Are you kidding me? Wow. Get on a exercise bike, Kenny. Wow, look at the gut on this kid.